Welcome to episode 2 of the Miami Sports Vibes podcast, live on YouTube with my guy Jacoby here again, talking some Dolphins football here. Jacoby, how's it going, my man?
It's going good, man. I mean, it already feels like halfway through the season after that preseason game with how our fans are taking that, but I'm ready to talk about it, ready to talk about what's coming next for this week. It's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we got a lot of updates. Obviously, preseason week 1 is underway. Now we're on to week 2, just a step closer to the NFL season. You got Dalvin Cook to the damn New York Jets. We got a lot to talk about, but let's just talk about first things first. Dalvin Cook to the New York Jets. So 1-year deal, $8.6 million. The Miami Dolphins lose out on Dalvin Cook. That's pretty much the story for the day. So let's start there, man. What is your reactions to losing out on Dalvin Cook?
I mean, me and you've been talking about it the last 24 hours, bro. To me, it's inexcusable. He wanted to be here. I feel like they probably didn't have to pay as much as New York did, maybe a little closer to it. But, I'm a firm believer in Nando that you just can't sit back and let your division load up. That's exactly what Chris Greer did. He didn't, Dalvin Cook wanted to be here. He made it painfully obvious. He even went on the news and said it, and it just didn't happen. So now we're set with a running back trio of Mostert, Wilson, and A-Chain. But yeah, my reactions, I wasn't surprised. We talked about it last week. I kind of saw it. I knew it was going to happen, but it is what it is. We got to move on from it, but it sucks. It really sucks. Cause now, the Jets are going to have this dual threat of Brees and Cook, and it's just going to make it tougher for the Finns. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I had a couple Jet fans already texting me like crazy. They're freaking excited as hell, man. They're saying, in your face. And somebody even told me that, that the Dolphins needed Cook more than the Jets needed Cook. Do you agree with that statement?
Man, that's a tough one for me. I feel like I'm going to lean more towards yes, because I'm not a big fan of the duo of Mostert and Wilson. They're very injury prone. Granted, they had solid seasons for us last year, but Mostert, didn't make it into the postseason. Wilson had a fumble problem, if I remember correctly. I feel like we did, and he's that star factor, that teams need. And like I said, you win championships with stars. Brees Hall, in my opinion, is a rising star, and I think he's going to be fine when he comes back. They just activated him today. So I didn't think it was a real necessity for the Jets in the long run, maybe for early in the season. I don't see Cook being too effective, assuming Brees doesn't play week 1, but I don't see any reason why he wouldn't play week 1 if they just activated him today. So, I think it was a need for the Dolphins. I always hear this talk like, oh, it was a luxury. I really disagree with that. There's a reason why the Niners moved on from these two running backs and got Christian McCaffrey. It's the same thing.
That's true. That's true, man. Like we talked about on last week's pod, man. It's like if you feel that your team is able to get to the Super Bowl, if you really consider yourself Super Bowl contenders, I think you go out and you pay and you get that running back, let alone a running back like Dalvin Cook, a guy who wants to be a part of your team, it's so obvious he wanted to be a part of the Dolphins. He just wanted, the money to make sense. It didn't even probably have to be as much money as he ended up taking with the Jets. So something close to that. But we lose out on Dalvin Cook. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit salty about it, man. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm trying to turn the page and tell people it's okay. But it sucks, man. It stings. And I like Mostert, I like Wilson, but it's just not enough. It's not a Dalvin Cook. Now, I like what I saw from this rookie A-Chain in the preseason. Don't get me wrong. Yes, he only had 2.5 yards per carry, but you can see the way he runs and you can see the potential there. And, you can see something there. But are we going to really see A-Chain get carries in week 1, 2, 3, and 4? Absolutely not. It's going to take time to develop. And we're trying to win right now. So that's why it hurts with this Dalvin Cook signing to me, man. But what did you see from A-Chain week 1 of the preseason that caught your eye? What'd you like?
Man, like A-Chain's just a dog, man. His versatility and his athleticism, he was just really fun to watch. But I'm kind of with you on that. Just like I'm all for to let A-Chain have the rock and go for it, but like Wilson and Mostert, they're going to take touches from him. Miami does not have the best track record in developing running backs. So, it's pretty discouraging, I'd say, for me to think that Achane's going to be a big part of the offense this season, maybe towards the end of the season. Hopefully the season is still alive if he gets a shot like that. So, but I was really pleased with what I saw from him. Wasn't really pleased from what I saw from everything else in the first preseason game. But, I hope Achane continues to get reps throughout the preseason and makes a case going into week 1 to get, significant playing time.
Yeah, no, the first preseason game I thought was a little bit of a mess, to be honest, man. I mean, losing that game 19-3, the game really had no flow whatsoever for the Miami Dolphins.
Nope.
Mike White, I thought, looked freaking terrible out there. Skylar Thompson didn't look great either. Both finished throwing picks. Skylar Thompson threw 2, Mike White threw 1. It was a mess a little bit, but a lot of fans were starting to panic, saying, "All right, we got the wrong backup quarterback." Are you taking it that far, or how you feeling after those performances from those backup QBs?
I'm not taking it that far yet. Like White looked pretty solid his first drive, and then the interception happened. But I never overreact to preseason. I barely even take preseason seriously. It's more like hey, football's back kind of thing. We kind of know from the start that this offense is pretty complex for newcomers and stuff like that. I still think a lot of those guys who were on the field on Friday night have like the majority have never been on the field at the same time. Chemistry wasn't there. They had none of the start. They had what like 30 plus starters out. It's kind of just throwing all your newcomers in at once and just trying to bake a cake with no ingredients. So I'm not too concerned about it. With the Texans coming this week, that that's going to tell me, if we should be concerned or not. Definitely a worse defense, a younger team to see if they can take advantage of. But there's no cause for panic in my opinion. Like I don't know why. Like I've seen panic with this Dolphins fan base, but Jesus Christ, dude! Like for 2 days straight. It was like the end of the world. Like it was just like, oh, make sure like if Tua's down, this season's over. Like, no shit. like
that's
Tua,
a little bit obvious.
This offense relies on Tua. We've known this all year that Tua has to stay healthy if we're gonna have a successful season. So, I just it was bad, but hopefully this week they turn it up a notch and they have a better result.
Definitely need to. Denzel, shout out to you. Says Finns need O-line help more than RB, to be honest. That is damn freaking true.
That's been true for a decade.
Yeah, for a very, very long time. Other performances that I thought caught my eye from the preseason, though, I like what I saw from Achane, like we talked about earlier, his ability to just like run with will. You could just see like if we had a better offensive line, this dude can just go and go and go. And I really like what I saw from him on the receiving end. Another guy I like to see was Eric Ezukama get out there, finish with 2 rushes for 52 yards. Looked like a little Deebo Samuel in there. Very nice to see.
Yeah.
That's a guy who we talked about before the game. We wanted to see more of. You picked him high in the draft. The potential's there. It's just a matter of what is he going to do when he's out there on the field. So I think that he's off to a good start. Cam Smith also looked pretty nice. And I thought Channing Tindall, he had 10 tackles and a sack, but he looks a little bit slow out there, but still produced some good numbers. So now we're on to week 2 of the preseason. We might see some starters here. We got the joint practices tomorrow and the following day. Like you said, we're going against a young team. So maybe here if we're not seeing a lot of things that are positive, maybe we're going to get concerned. But let's say you get some starters playing. What are you looking forward to seeing in week 2 of the preseason game, if anything?
I want to see better chemistry. I want to see a flow in the offense. We kind of saw it last year in the preseason when the starters played against Philadelphia. It completely blew them out. They were making plays left and right. If the starters are on the field, we need to see, it's no excuse. I don't care if it's preseason. We need to see some results. We need to see some positive things. This is year 2 of Mike McDaniel, and we don't want to get the impression that, okay, the league knows how to stop us like that. That's not going to be good. Like, we need to make sure that he can make these types of adjustments on the offensive end. So I just want to see some flow. I want to see some plays. I want to see, I don't think Jalen Waddle will be. I think Waddle's going to be out probably the rest of the preseason, but
Yep.
I want to see some plays between Tua and Tyreek. I want to see some better results from the line. But yeah, just to sum it up, that's what I want to see is some flow, some offensive flow, like just nothing staggering like how it was last week.
And no injuries, right?
No injuries, yes, please. God damn, dude.
I'm with you with seeing some flow though. Definitely Tua to Tyree connection at least once will be nice for me. I expect them to play at least one series. That's all I want to see from Tua and Tyreek. To be honest, I don't want to risk anything further than that. But outside of flow and outside of that, I want to see, like you said, the offensive line. I want them to get way more reps than they did. I want to see them all out there. I want to see Robert Hunt out there. I want to see Connor Williams out there. I want to see Isaiah Wynn out there for more reps with the first team this time. You know what I mean? Like that.
Absolutely.
Those are the type of things that I want to see. And honestly, I want to see better quarterback performances. If Tua's not going to play, if Tua plays a series or two, I want to see better quarterback play from both Mike White and Skylar Thompson, because that's something you like. You have to have better performances. I mean, regardless if you're going to play or not, or if Tua's healthy. Come on, 0 touchdowns and picks in the preseason against second string, third strings. Come on,
was it like 3 turnovers? I think,
yeah,
and then
3 turnovers total.
No, I forgot to add something. Better performance from the special teams. Gave up that punt return touchdown, and then like special teams was a mess last year. Like don't even get me wrong, dude. So. I want to see some better plays with that. And Mike McDaniel's already addressed that in a way. He even said, he's like, I hope it doesn't consist of what we put out there last week. So, yeah, I need to see that be improved too, because God, that struck at the worst times last year.
No, you ain't lying about that. So I think we're pretty much on the same page. Better linebacker play too. I also want to see from, because that's a position that, as far as defense goes, that's what I'm concerned most about. Definitely the linebackers. So I want to see better play there. But besides that, I mean, let's see how it goes. I don't really care about the win or the loss, similar to you. I just want to see those things that we mentioned. But let's get into some fun now, man.
Yeah.
We spent some time now. Now let's talk about this. So we're going to go over the Miami Dolphins season here for you guys. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about who each one of us picked to win or lose the game, quick reason why, and then see what we come up with for our overall record for the Miami Dolphins this season. So we're going to have some fun with this one now. We're going to break this down into 2 parts, since I know it'll take some time. So we'll go part 1 this week and part 2 next week. This is something Jacoby and I have done before on my podcast. So it is always fun breaking down the schedule. So let's get right into it. So obviously we start off with a big game, which Jacoby is going to, by the way, against the Los Angeles Chargers. Herbert versus Tua, starting off that way, right midday in the East Coast. But this game is in LA. Jacoby, win or loss, how you feeling about this game, my man?
So I've had the Dolphins taking a win in this one, even after the injuries they sustained. I don't think it's going to be as lopsided as I thought it would be, but I have it being a close win for Miami, starting off 1-0.
Wow.
I really think they need to take advantage of these early games. Last year, them not being able to capitalize in December, they got a tough stretch in December. They need to capitalize on these early games, and I think they will. I think our defense is going to do a better job on LA than they did last year. Like, our defense was terrible last year, and they still did a pretty decent job on LA, just a few bad plays. But in our offense, it's going to be healthy week 1, hopefully. So, yeah, I got them taking that win.
Week 1. The Chargers are a team that you can run on too, and I don't think I saw a lot of that at the game you went to last year against the Chargers.
They just kept trying to force everything in the passing game.
Right. So what do you think is the key to victory? You'd say like a quick key to victory in that game.
Honestly, limiting big plays from the Chargers, but like it's, I say big plays, but the Chargers just had all these plays last year against us where, it was just a simple dump off to Eckler and he ran it in for 30 yards, or it was a just a deep shot to Mike Will where we had great coverage and he just did a simple adjustment. It's stuff like that. They got to limit the big plays. They got to force Justin Herbert to be uncomfortable. He's not the best quarterback when he's under pressure. And I think our pass rush is going to be pretty effective this year. But you really got to limit big plays with LA. But like when I say big plays, it's just those big yard chunkers. It's just a dump off to Eckler or just a simple slant from Keenan Allen or Mike Will, and they break off for a lot. You got to limit those. You really got to limit those.
Yeah, especially when you have poor linebacker play. That's just a recipe to just, it's just prime for Austin Eckler to have a big game. But hopefully he doesn't. So, Jacoby, you say that the Dolphins kick off the season with a win over the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
I love the confidence. And to be honest with you, man, as much as it pains me to say this, I really wish I could say that the Dolphins, I feel that the Dolphins are going to win week 1. But I think I'm going to pick a loss here, man. I think that they lose to the Los Angeles Chargers. I would feel better if Jalen Ramsey was out there week 1 going against Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I'm not going to lie. But just what I've seen from this linebacking unit as a whole, man, I'm concerned. And I think Eckler is going to kill us. If you stick X on Keenan Allen, I think we're good there. But then that leaves Mike Williams against, is it Cam Smith? Is it Kader Kohu? And I just think Herbert just has shown how to just pick apart teams' defenses. And I don't know if Miami's going to be ready week 1. I don't know if they're going to be ready defensively under Fangio's system. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of figure it all out. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But based on what I saw in last year's Chargers game, I can't be optimistic for this one in particular. But I hope I'm wrong. But I'm going to pick a loss there. So Jacoby's got a win. I got a loss for week 1. That shift things on over to week 2. Now, this is a primetime game, Tom Brady night, Sunday night football in New England against Mac Jones and the New England Patriots for Tom Brady.
and now Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, hey, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The damn Patriots signed Ezekiel Elliott. Can you believe that? Damn. God.
That's how relevant it is. We didn't even think about
it. Exactly. Hey, but everybody's getting running backs but us, man.
Yeah.
So this game in New England. How you feeling about this, Jacoby?
I also have Miami taking out this one. I'm not scared of New England. I'm really not. Miami always knows just how to pick apart Mac Jones. Even in the last game of the season last year, they made it tough on him. Just offense couldn't get anything going with Teddy Bridgewater. So I have this being a good win for the Fins. I don't think the offense will have a good game, but I think the defense will. I could see it being like maybe a 17-7 game, somewhere around there, low scoring, but I do have Miami getting another win here.
All right. I like it. First, I want to, before I go, I want to shout out everybody for joining us again on the live stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and button to support us. Subscribe if you haven't. And feel free to chime in on the comments section to see if you agree with our wins and losses as we go through these together. So Jacoby's got a win for week 1 and a win for week 2 for the Miami Dolphins. I got a loss week 1. And for number 2 here at New England, I got a damn win. Let me just.
I was about to say, no way you're saying 0-2. Like, there's no way.
I had to add some suspense to it, man. No, I'm picking a Miami Dolphins win, man. Regardless of Tom Brady night, regardless of this game being in New England, Sunday Night Football, Bill Belichick. I don't care. I can see New England being hyped up for this Tom Brady stuff, coming out punching first, taking a nice lead. Maybe Dolphins fans are like, oh no, like, is this the type of shit we're gonna be on? But
yeah,
listen, once the Dolphins get going, I got the Dolphins winning this game, and that has me split in the first 2 games, starting off 1-1. Now, week 3, going to the crib. We opening up against the Denver Broncos. So this game is at home against a Denver Broncos team that was 5-12, but they've added Sean Payton. So obviously they're going to be a force to be reckoned with now. Hopefully that's what they hope. Russell Wilson, he might have a bounce back year. Now you got a good coach in Denver. So this game's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. How you feel about this home opener against the Denver Broncos?
I have this being Miami's first loss. I think until I'm shown otherwise, I think Mike McDaniel is going to get outcoached by Peyton. I think Denver is a 3 times better team than what we saw last year. Their coaching situation was just all over the place, and Sean Payton is just a genius. So I see this being a struggle for mainly the defense. I think Russell Wilson is going to hit on all cylinders, and especially with no Ramsey. I love Jerry Jeudy. We'll see how Cortland Sutton looks if he gets more involved. I definitely think Peyton will get him more involved in that offense. So I see Denver taking a win here, probably by one score, maybe a score and a field goal. But I have this being Miami's first loss.
Oh man, it would suck to just lose the home opener, man. It's like
Yep.
you want to win that one, but I see where you're coming from.
I mean, behind Belichick and Shanahan, this is probably like a top 3 coach that McDaniel's gone up against. So, and he's just shown me a lot of times last year just getting out coached, and until I see otherwise, I think Peyton's going to get the best of him.
Yeah, listen, I can't argue that, man. I gotta respect that. I'm gonna zag the other way. Zell has a loss week 1, win week 2. I agree with that. I am going to say the Dolphins win this game. But I do respect all of your takes on that for sure, 100%. I think Sean Payton's going to have these Broncos playing some good football, man. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the level of play that we saw last year out of Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson. A lot of my friends make fun of me for liking him. I actually am still a Russell Wilson guy. I think he's got talent, and I just think he's a winner. I think he's a winner. He's shown it before, and I think he's going to have a bounce back year. But I like the Dolphins here, being at the crib, having the home opener, something about a home opener that I feel as a fan, superly optimistic about. Now, might crash and burn here, but I think the Miami Dolphins are going to have a win here it's just right. It's just right, man. Get a little two-game winning streak. You got to win because you're looking ahead. You're about to go to Buffalo after this. So this game is huge, because you're going to Buffalo. But speaking of Buffalo, that's where we're going to next. So week 4, you're traveling to Buffalo, going against the Bills, who finished 13-3 last year. They were obviously at the top of the top. One of their games got canceled. They probably could have finished 14-3. The Bills are a force to be reckoned with. There's no doubt about it. Yes, we hate them, but we know that's the team that we want to beat. We want to get to that level. We want to beat the Bills. We want to overcome the Bills. So this is a huge game. We're not going to Buffalo in January. We're playing them in fairly warm weather here early in September, maybe the first week of October, but good weather nonetheless. How you feeling about this week 4 matchup in Buffalo?
I feel pretty good. I hope there's Bills fans watching this. I have Miami taking this one. I am very confident on Miami's ability to match up with Buffalo this year. They showed two times in a row that they were able to compete with Buffalo all last year, even in the 20-degree weather. And the defense just had a few hiccups, some horrible coaching decisions that hopefully don't show up again. But if they just keep that same strategy and just make those plays, I think we can be right there with Buffalo this year. And I have them winning over there this year. It's about time they do. And I think they're due for it. That's just all I got to say. I just feel it this year. I really feel it this year. I think this is the year they're going to beat them over there.
Let's go. Shout out to Giannis. Lose against the Chargers, win against New England, win against Denver. So he's on board with my predictions so far. Love it. Love to see it. But you just got me freaking excited, man. You just got me excited.
I don't care what anyone has to say, dude. I feel it this year. Like I said, man, they should have won that last game. They should have won the wild card game. They were right there. I just think they're one piece away from being able to fully compete with that team. And that to me is Vic Fangio getting that defense solidified. Hopefully they're healthy enough. Hopefully Cam Smith's playing. I feel it this year. I think this is going to be the year we do it.
Listen, I'm just smiling and I'm letting you cook, my man. I'm letting you cook because I've really believed this, by the way. I'm with you. I agree with the win, and I'm just happy to hear that you agree with me because we didn't do this before. So this wasn't talked about prior. We're doing this live reaction. I don't know what Jacoby was going to pick, and I actually agree with him 100%, man. I really feel like the Miami Dolphins, this is the time to beat Buffalo in Buffalo. We haven't won against Buffalo since 2016, the year that we made the playoffs with Adam Gase. I think it was like a late field goal. Matt Moore was playing that game, if I
Andrew
remember.
Franks. Andrew
Right? Yeah.
Franks.
There we go. There we go. It was, and I remember that feeling. Winning in Buffalo felt so damn
That
good.
was Christmas Eve too, man. That was the best Christmas present ever.
Right. It was also, I think this is the year, man. I mean, we have shown now with this coach, different than Brian Flores. Now, shout out to Brian Flores, but this coach has shown that we can beat Buffalo by doing it. And we've also showed that we're not getting smacked by Buffalo no more. We went up there in that cold weather game with the snow. We competed. We should have won. We could have won. Played them again in the playoffs without Tua this time, with a backup quarterback and Skylar Thompson. And we almost beat them in that playoff game. We had those fans and those Bills players shaking. Like, they were scared. They were scared. And the fact that they know, this team knows that. This team knows that. They haven't forgot about that. They almost beat Buffalo twice in Buffalo. I think this is the time right here. You get them early. You want them. You know what it takes to beat the Buffalo Bills. And I think Miami's ready to make a statement right off the rip. You get them week 4, winning in Buffalo. That's what I got as well. So I got a nice little 3-game winning streak here.
One thing I want to add: argue it all you want, Bills Mafia, but we're playing against the league leader in turnovers. Force them, make them uncomfortable. That you can't argue. You can't argue that. We're playing against the league leader in turnovers, and just make him pay for it. Make him pay. Make him pay for his mistakes. That's all I gotta say.
Buffalo fans are so funny, by the way. When in Buffalo, Miami can take that. There we go. There we go.
Absolutely.
Giannis. There we go.
Absolutely. I just want to say, if Tua had the same numbers as Josh Allen but led the league in turnovers, he would not get as much praise as Josh Allen gets.
That's true. But you know what's funny?
It's time to put some respect.
I see a lot of Bills Mafia saying they're trying to make a mockery out of Tua's last name. So they say Tua turned the ball over. That's what they call it. It's funny because what you said about Josh Allen. Like, isn't he the one that turns the ball over the most?
Yeah, but they don't want to admit that,
because I'm pretty sure Tua's touchdown to interception ratio is way better than Josh Allen. So I don't quite understand that.
More.
But listen, we'll see them week 4. We'll see the Jets in the season, and then we're gonna get the last laugh, man. It's funny how people just talk smack and they don't really even know the facts. But listen, I would love to see that. That would be amazing. So next one. Shout out to my guy Zell right here. Zell is actually a Giant fan, and that is exactly that is exactly where we're going to next. In Miami, taking on the New York Giants, who finished 9-7 last year and made the playoffs. They had Brian Daboll out there. They were a fun team to watch, man. Like, Daniel Jones played great. I thought he was going to be out the door. I thought he was going to that was going to be it for him. He ends up having a good year under Daboll. Barkley ends up having a good year. The defense played great, and they just played with a whole bunch of grit, man, and they won a playoff game at that. I'm pretty sure they beat the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round.
Hey, what's your definition of great? Because I look at Daniel Jones's stats, and that just doesn't ring to me, man.
Well, great. The thing is, like, he was running a lot, and he was running a lot more, and I just think he looked more in control. Like, he knew and had confidence better than I've seen in the past, because in the past he just looked lost. So it looks like Brian Daboll found something in there. Maybe it was just instilling confidence, and it resulted in wins, man. Like, they just found ways to win football games. So the Giants ended up 9-7. They ended up being a playoff team and winning a damn playoff game. So we might have our hands full for this one. This one's at the crib. 9-7 New York Giants, week 5. How you feeling about this game?
I have Miami carrying their momentum from Buffalo back home. I think they're going to take this game as well. I have this actually being a pretty lopsided victory for Miami. I think Tua and Tyreek and Waddle are going to hit on all cylinders. I have them winning by more than 2 touchdowns. It's going to be one of those games. Fun day at the stadium. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't take this game. I think the biggest key to this game, though, is going to be the defense. Like you said, I will give it to Daniel Jones. You know, the biggest improvement we saw from last year to the year before is he was able to make those plays, able to just fit in the Giants offense. So, but we see it all the time with Miami. They give up these huge plays to different teams, horrible coverage. They get beaten, blown coverages all the time. So that's just going to be the only challenge to me. And I think I think they're up for it. I think Fangio will scheme it just right. So I think this will be a great win for Miami.
All right, all right. Oh, also they added Darren Waller. I'm not sure if you remember, but they added Darren
Oh
Waller.
yeah. Yeah.
Does that
But
change? Does that change anything?
no, not really. Like, Jones's ability to, throw the football. I'm not sold by Jones. I never really was. I watched him a little bit last year. Yeah, he was better. He put up numbers, but still, like, it just doesn't intimidate me. I'm not. I feel like Fangio will. I feel like Fangio will put him in hell pretty much. Like,
Yeah,
like, we have a defensive coordinator now that we can, like, he's gonna know what to do. Like, he's gonna know how to contain this man. Unlike Brian Hoyer, or Boyer, it was Brian
yeah,
Boyer, right?
Boyer. Yeah,
Yeah, like, where we're just like, he doesn't know what he's doing out there. Like, what is he running? Like, I have faith in Fangio's ability to scheme these teams. And I'm pretty confident they're going to take this one. So,
all right. I love. Listen. Brian Hoyer is that old backup quarterback that's been quarterbacking for 19
yeah,
million years.
yeah, I had
The guy we hate is Josh Boyer.
Josh Boyer. There we go. Yeah, so, my bad.
There we go. Man,
He's
listen,
been out of my mind for months. I just forgot his first name.
it's all good. You don't even need to remember that no more. We're past that.
Yeah.
Listen, I like the Dolphins to win this game against the New York Giants as well, man. I respect the New York Giants. I love Brian Daboll, like I said. I don't think this game is going to be a blowout. I just think they're a competitive ass bunch. So I think the Dolphins win. I don't think it's super close, but I don't think it's a blowout either. I think it's just probably like a normal 7-10 point victory here against a gritty New York Giants team, man. But
hey, momentum's an amazing thing. When they beat Buffalo, I think that momentum's gonna be off the charts, and they're just gonna carry that right back to home.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I
For
think's
sure.
gonna happen.
I like that. I like that. And listen, see, I picked the Chargers game week 1 to be a loss, but now I've bounced back already and gave you 4 wins in a row. So
Yeah.
I may have panicked some Dolphin fans, probably saying, Nando, a loss week 1? What the hell? Listen, look, you get 4 wins right after that. That's my opinion so far. So now we go to week 6. Now you're taking on the Panthers. Panthers were a team that won 7 games last year, surprisingly. They ended up getting Bryce Young now, their franchise quarterback, who they hope to be the franchise quarterback if all things look right. And he looks pretty good, to be honest. I think that was a good pickup for them.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he was the best quarterback in the draft. I would have taken him over CJ Stroud. No doubt in my mind. I think Bryce Young is going to be good, but obviously you got to go through some growing pains. By this point, he'll have 5 games under his belt. So now he's coming to Miami, playing against the Dolphins for week 6. How do you feel about this game against the Carolina Panthers?
This one's like, I have Miami winning this one, but it's a toss up for me on how it's going to go, because Miami is just so unpredictable when they play these young teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Atlanta's a very young team too, and they just, even in training camp, they just couldn't figure them out. So, like, I'm not trying to compare preseason here, but I'm just like, we saw last year with the Lions, they couldn't figure out the Lions at all, and they ended up winning, thank God. The Bears, they just couldn't figure them out, and those two teams both had like a combined 2 to 3 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, when it comes to these young teams and these young quarterbacks, Miami just gets so unpredictable. I don't know if it's going to be close. Hopefully it's a lopsided win. Hopefully they do what they're supposed to do, but I do have Miami winning it. I just hope it's not one of those frustrating wins where we're just like, that should not have been that hard, So, but yeah, I do have Miami winning this one too.
I can definitely see that. For some reason, it's like, damn, we end up playing really competitive against these tough teams, and when it comes to the games that we should smack a team by, it takes a while for us to get up to that. And I just don't understand that sometimes, because I understand if let's just throw out Buffalo, as much as I hate to do it. If we were like the Buffalo Bills, who wins divisions and it's just light work for them for the regular season. If we're the Kansas City Chiefs, I understand it, but we're the Miami Dolphins. Like, Can we just go get a game early? Can we just smack a team? Can we just put up 28 on the board in the first freaking quarter against a bum team, please?
I would, yeah. Just like the Texans last year, we put up, I think, like 30 in the first half, didn't do anything the rest of the game. Like, didn't have a single point. So it's just so unpredictable. You never know. And Texans low key could have made a comeback that game last year too. They were right there. So
It's true. And
it's just yeah,
like you talked about that Lions game, there was a point in that Lions game where I was like,
they were down
what,
20-7, I believe, at one
what
point.
like, yeah, I was concerned the first half. Yeah,
Mhm.
it took the second half for us to just start clicking and wake up.
Yep.
Giannis's Panthers won 7 games. Yes, they sure did, actually, believe it or not. I researched that before. I was
Yeah.
pretty surprised, just as
Yeah.
surprised as you
Same.
are.
I was just like, man, I don't remember them winning that many games.
Yeah, and to be honest, that division was up for grabs, man. To be
Yeah,
honest,
it
because
was.
the Bucks didn't want it. Nobody wanted that division, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I got a win against the Panthers. Bryce Young, I'm interested in seeing him play. I'm excited to see him play against us. Hopefully not get a win, but I don't think so. I think this Miami Dolphins team is good enough to flip that switch whenever they flip it. Hopefully it's not too late. I got them winning that game for sure. Panthers got no line too. Hey, that's a good sign. Maybe
Yeah.
this is a game where Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips pop off.
Yeah.
By the
Hopefully.
way, I'm gonna go on record here. A lot of people have been talking bad about Bradley Chubb. A lot of people say that this was a huge mistake. You know, we paying this guy this money. We gave up, traded for him. He was not worth it, underperformed. Now, that is all true. He has underperformed. Last year was a mess. You expected more out of him. But I think we're going to see a 12 plus sack season for Bradley Chubb. I'm going on the record right now.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think
I
Chubb is
really
going to
agree.
dominate, man. I really do. I really do. It's something about when fans talk smack, it's hard for these players not to hear that. I truly believe that. I think Bradley Chubb is going to have over 12 sacks this season. That is my hot take right there. Vic Fangio got this man of the Pro Bowl before, and Vic Fangio is going to have these guys producing sacks. So Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are going to get busy. I think Jalen Phillips, that's just obvious, but I think Bradley Chubb is going to really he's going to dial it up this year. So I'm putting all my stock on Bradley Chubb. I'm hyping up that train all season. A lot of fans are zagging the other way on Bradley Chubb. I'm in on Bradley Chubb.
Me too, man. I think a lot of fans forget to really take into consideration, how tough it is to get traded mid-season, especially in a game of football, man. Like his first game with Miami, I don't even think he practiced a full week. And, to get traded across country, it's a lot on a player, man. And, it could probably stick with you for a few weeks too. It could be really hard to settle in, especially adjusting to Colorado weather to Miami weather too. Like, I just think a lot of factors played into his sluggish performance in Miami. I don't blame it all on his transition, but mainly with the scheming on the defensive coordinator side too. But I think Fangio's got it right where he wants it. And I think he's going to unlock that beast we wanted. So I'm excited for it too.
Absolutely. And he also dealt with injuries too. And I don't want to just, I know injuries are part of the game, but at the same time, it's like Bradley Chubb, relax. I really think he's going to go off. And I don't think he's getting a lot of credit. I think he's flying a little bit under the radar. People are just thinking about last year. And I think he's going to shock a lot of people. Everyone's paying attention to Jalen Phillips, which I love and I respect, but don't sleep on Chubb, Dolphin fans. That's all I'm going to say. And fans that are Dolphin haters, just keep an eye out on Bradley Chubb, man. Week 7, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, man. 14-3 last year, made it to the Super Bowl. Where the Super Bowl runner-ups. This game is in Philly Sunday night. I will be in attendance this game. I am driving over there.
You are brave.
I am going. I am going to Philly. And I'm repping my Dolphins gear, and I'm ready to listen. I've been to Philly a lot, man. I've been to Philly a lot as a Heat fan, going to see the games against the Sixers, and those fans are crazy, man. Just as advertised, I just want to tell you that, Jacoby, like the way you see it on Twitter and everywhere, and you hear about it, all that stuff is true, bro. They are nasty and they are crazy as hell.
Yeah,
man.
I've heard no positive feedback from going to a Philadelphia game as an opposing team fan. So, I'm going to pray for you, my man. I hope you stay safe.
I appreciate that. I'm going to need all the prayers, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to need all the prayers, bro. But it's true, man. Everything you hear about Philly, it's nuts, man. I've had, middle fingers in my face and everything. And you just know, honestly, you're always outnumbered. So it's like, if I say something back, like these fans just want an excuse to kind of try to jump somebody. So I got to take it. But it's all right. I could take it, man. I could take it. I'm going to wear my Fins gear proud and hopefully pick up a W. But how you feeling about this game in Philly Sunday night?
Yeah, I don't have Miami winning this game. You know what? I'm kind of scared for this game because that front on the defensive line for Philadelphia, it kind of scares me with our O line. I'm kind of concerned for Tua in this game too. So, um, I I don't think it's going to be necessarily a blowout, but I don't see Miami winning it. But I do think the offensive line is going to struggle tremendously in this game. I think this will end the win streak. Miami will go to 5-2 coming out of Philadelphia. But who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe they surprise us. Maybe they get an upset, but I don't have them taking this one.
this is a good comment right here. Fangio was the defensive advisor for the Eagles team
Yeah,
last year.
yeah. You know what? I did take that in consideration too. It's just it's up to the O line in this game, man. The O line's got to keep us safe, dude. Because with the addition of Jalen Carter as well, man. Like
Oh, Jesus.
yeah,
These
it's gonna be
guys,
tough.
these Eagles, man, like
Yeah,
they get so many good things that happen to them.
I know.
They get the trade with Hassan Reddick. They get Darius Slay. Then people that fall in the draft are studs. Like how the hell do you end up with Jalen Carter when he
Yeah,
fell?
absolutely, dude.
And last year I think it was Jacoby Dean. I think he's a linebacker, I believe. That dude or a pass rusher, I can't remember, but
Yeah.
whatever he is, he's a stud that fell. And I'm like, Philly just keeps like the rich get richer, man.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. They're a hell of a freaking team, and honestly, I think they have the best offensive line in all of football. To be honest, like they
Yep.
are a team that is as complete of a team as you can see. And I always feel that whoever loses in a championship game, whether it's the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals, I always think that team is coming back like stronger than ever, especially in the
Absolutely.
regular season. Like they might take the regular season and they might even have one loss. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest,
They could be undefeated going into that game too. Like
and
it very well could be.
They're wearing retro green jerseys that day too. So if there's anything to add more juice to those Philly fans, there you have it. So they'll be debuting those, I believe.
Oh yeah.
No, I pray for you to be careful. It's a bad place. but Miami loses that. Philly torches your defense 5-2. Yes. I even though I'm going, man, and I want to say a win, I'm gonna pick a loss, man. There's no way I can sit out here and say confidently that I think the Dolphins are gonna win. However, I'm still going. I'm still gonna rep the Dolphins, and I'm gonna hope for a win. But Philly is just too complete of a team, man. Offensive line, running the ball, quarterback play, AJ Brown, defense, pass rush, coaching that's been there, been to the Super Bowl. It's just
Hurts versus Tua, though. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun matchup.
That is gonna be fun. That is gonna be fun. Listen, a lot of. I'm glad this is on prime time, by the way, so the world can see this.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a game worth watching. I don't know if we're gonna be close here in score wise, but it's a game worth watching. I think it's gonna be a big test. You can only get better. Honestly, you play a good team, you lose against a good team. That's room for improvement after that. And I think following what I have here is a 5-game winning streak. I think it's perfect to pick up a loss here and probably get smacked up a little bit.
But like I say, man, like I just think this is the game where the O line has to show up. They got to protect the quarterback. They got to make plays because that pass rush I feel like it's gonna be pretty scary for Dolphins fans.
Yeah, prayer circle for Tua before that Eagles game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Getting no pressures hurts either. O-line is superior and their defense is scary. Yes, that is indeed. All right, so week 8 now. Now we're going back to Miami here, taking on the New England Patriots, who we already faced in week 2. We both said that was a win. How you feeling about this one at home?
I feel pretty good. I think this will be another win for the Dolphins. Even the acquisition of Ezekiel Elliott, like I said when we got to week 2, I'm still not intimidated by New England until they give me a reason to. Their offense was just a complete mess. We still have not seen any like trustworthy plays from Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I don't want to keep. I'm going to keep trashing him because he's a Patriot, but he has the potential to be good. I don't know if it's just been the OC situation over there, but I'm not intimidated by them. I think this is going to be another good win for Miami at home, and it's going to be also a crucial one for me because they need to get a good win, get that momentum going because they're going to Germany the next week. So I think getting a win here will be crucial. Get that momentum up, get ready for Germany because then they're gonna have they're gonna have the biggest test of the season the week after. So I think this will be a good test for them. Because they're gonna be coming off a loss, in my opinion. And they just let's see how they respond. They gotta respond against the teams they need to beat, and I think they will.
You're goddamn right about that. A big one in Germany the week after, that's for sure. Troy says new OC and DC and Philly. Okay, that's true. That's true. A little bit making me feel a little bit better here with the comments. All right, all right, giving me a little bit more hope. I'll take it. Listen, all the hope you guys could throw my way, I'm in. So this comment right here, like I threw earlier, that I'm bringing that with me to Philly. I'm bringing those comments with me, man. So against the New England Patriots, I agree with you, man. I think this is a win. This is a bounce back game. You're at home. You're about to go to Germany. After Germany, you have a bye week. You have to recover after losing to Philly, in my opinion. I think it's an easy win against New England. I think we sweep the New England Patriots. Yes, it's hard to sweep a division team. It's hard to sweep regardless. It's Bill Belichick, whatever. Listen, the Patriots aren't the Patriots of old. Mac Jones, no. You're not Tom Brady. We're not worried. I don't care who you added. Mike Gesicki return game. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, who knows? It might not even be Mac starting that game. Who knows? Because this is definitely make it or break it time for Mac. And halfway through the season, if he's the starter, I mean, that's got to be a great sign for them, right?
Yeah, no. Hey, yeah. I heard things about Zappy. They want Zappy to be the quarterback over Mac Jones over there.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I won't be surprised if Zappy's the quarterback when that game comes, but I mean, if Mac Jones is still the starter, then like that's going to be a good sign for them. Like that, definitely. So
yeah. we shall see. So right now at this point, we have our Dolphins. We got different wins and losses here, but we have the same record at this point. So 8 weeks in, we both have the Dolphins at 6-2, and that goes into our final game that we're going to talk about for this show. We will do the rest on next week's podcast, but I feel like it's right to end off on this next game. Probably the game of the year. We got a comment here from Giannis. I'm looking forward to this next game. I think everybody's looking forward to this next game. Tyreek Hill's looking forward to this next game.
Yep.
It is Tyreek Hill's chance to get back at the Kansas City Chiefs. He has been already talking about this matchup. He says he's going to kill this game. He says we're going to win this game. He's confident as ever. Going against the champs, the Kansas City Chiefs in Germany, early game. Chiefs ended 14-3 and won the Super Bowl last year. How you feeling about this game, Week 9 against KC?
I'm definitely back and forth. I've been thinking about this game for a little bit now. I hate these international games. I'm not saying that they're good. They're not good for the league. They definitely are good for the league. But like the last 2 times Miami's had an international game, their season has kind of taken a really bad turn right after them. So hopefully the bye after this game will do it, but I don't have Miami winning this game. I do have Tyreek having a big game. I see him getting close to 200 receiving yards. But I don't see them winning it. I think it could be close. I really do, but I would like to wait to see how the season's going before I really give a idea of how the score is going to be, but I don't see them winning this game. I just don't. Patty Mahomes is just too good. He's too good. I just don't see how I can. I just don't see how I can pick them to win it. But it's just tough for me. International game too. I just don't think they're on the Chiefs level yet. But who knows? I think they could. I think they could compete with them, but I don't have it yet. I just don't see it yet.
I think that's fair, man. I think that's fair. So after the first 9 games, you have them at 6-3. I mean, would you take that 9 weeks into the season, 6-3? How you feeling about that?
Absolutely. I think they could be better. I think they can be better than 6-3. Like, here's the thing though, about the Eagles and Chiefs game. I'm not going into that game thinking automatic L. Like, I think the Chiefs game is going to come down to the most experienced team. Like I think it's gonna be, if it's like, I think it could be close at the end, and I think just the most experienced team is gonna pull it out. And playing in Germany, I actually have some Dolphins fans that live in near the UK. A lot of them are going to that game.
That's awesome.
So they said they have a big Dolphins fan base out there. So I am excited to see how that's going to be. And they did say that the Chiefs have a good presence out there too. So I think it's going to be a loud game too, for sure. So, yeah, 6-3 at the end of the season. I'll definitely take that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because they get the bye week right after that, and they have 4 winnable games in a row after that. And we'll get into that next week, but absolutely, I'll take 6-3.
Yeah, I think you have to, honestly. I mean, when you talk about the teams that they're already facing within that first week, and a lot of those games on the road. I mean, taking on the Chargers, that's tough. Taking on Buffalo, that's tough. Taking on Philly, that's tough. Taking on KC, taking on an improved Denver team. I mean, I feel like you have to take 6-3, 9 weeks into the season. But let me go
Especially
with my
without
prediction.
Ramsey.
Yes, I was just gonna say that as well, especially without Jalen Ramsey, because you can argue that Jalen Ramsey probably changed a couple of your losses there.
Yep.
You can definitely make the argument there. I could, I can see, for example, I can say that for sure, because week one, I said, not having Jalen Ramsey out there against Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, that changed my whole prediction, because I had that as a win before the Ramsey injury. But for this game against Kansas City, I agree with you, man. I think this is going to be a loss for the Miami Dolphins. I think Tyreek Hill is a guy that can talk shit and back it up. So I absolutely think he's going to go out there and kill. He's going to put up big numbers. He's going to give it his all. He might get mad at a couple teammates for not playing at the same level that he's going to be playing in. I can see him getting frustrated. And I think it's okay. I think we're going to see Tyreek ball out, but the experience of a team like KC, Andy Reid, they don't have Bieniemy out there, but I don't think that matters when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes. And the same way that this matchup motivates Tyreek Hill, that definitely motivates the Kansas City Chiefs just as much. They don't want Tyreek Hill to beat them and Tyreek Hill to talk shit, because it's all friendly competition. They do like each other, but I don't think they want Tyreek Hill running his mouth against them. So
No,
if
absolutely.
if the Chiefs needed any more motivation, man, they definitely
They
have
have plenty.
it. They
He's
definitely
been
have
talking
it, man.
crap since last year too. He said, "Wait till we go back to Arrowhead next year."
And I wish the game was in Arrowhead, but shout out to the people in Germany, though. I think they're going to enjoy the game.
Yeah, man. The Europe has a huge Dolphins fan base presence.
That's what I heard.
I used to be a writer for a Dolphins website, and the majority of them lived in the UK. And when they went to Jacksonville, they were sending me videos. They were everywhere. So like, I think there's going to be a huge presence out there this year in Germany, and I'm excited to see it for sure.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I have to get up at 6 a.m. You probably have to get up at 8 to watch that game. So
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. For you, 3 hours.
yeah, I have to get up early for that game.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be. It's worth watching though, man. Shout out to the UK fans out there. Shout out to the UK Miami Dolphin fans. So they're gonna be enjoying that game. Giannis 6-3, not a bad record so far. Absolutely. Better hope Eli Apple did not make the team. Honestly, the way our cornerback depth is, I think
bring him on the team. We need as much depth as we can get.
I think honestly, I've came to a point where I want Eli Apple on this damn team. But Jacoby, I got him 6-3 as well, so we both agree with that. That's weeks 1 through 9, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we're gonna go weeks 10 all the way to 18 and see what we come up with. Do we think the Dolphins make the playoffs or not? Newsflash: we both are gonna pick them to make the playoffs. But how far will they get? We'll talk about all that on next week's show. It was a fun one. Special shout out to everybody on here in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome. You guys have been awesome. Great turnout last week. Hopefully we had a great turnout this week.
Yes, for sure. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button to support us, and catch us next week and every week after that for a Dolphins weekly show. Jacoby, any last words before we send us off?
Nah, man, this was a fun episode. It's getting me excited. I can't wait to recap. Hopefully we're recapping some positive stuff after this preseason game. But I'm excited. I'm excited to tell the rest of my predictions. I think I have a couple ones that will surprise you guys. So yeah, great show today, man. I'm excited for next week.
Appreciate you guys. Special shout out to everyone watching once again. Catch you guys next week. Go Dolphins. Let's get a win. Better performances from the quarterbacks, please. And hopefully we see a nice ball from Tua. Maybe hopefully a touchdown. All right.
Yeah.
Actually, a Dolphins touchdown, please. That would be
nice. Just one touchdown.
Just one. All right, guys. Catch you guys next week. Thanks for showing out. Peace.